everybody here. And, you know, some of these are things that were talked about coming right out of the task force report. And some are things that maybe weren't in the report in written form, but were more implicit. And of course, the first thing we wrote down was really the opportunity for the high school staff collectively to grow their programs. And so, you know, oftentimes we hear of a child who wanted to take AP Chem, but there were only 5 kids who wanted AP Chem, and ultimately it wasn't enough to run the class. But with the combined, you know, that's going to open some doors. And that isn't just AP. That's grow the program means the entire program. Second thing we talked about was the combined will put to rest the civil war that rages between the two. I think it's somewhat of a happy rage, right? You want to elaborate on that?
Well, it just seems like we're always fighting, and not in a bad way necessarily, but there is that competitive, very competitive, but it's always been that way in the district. And we spend a lot of time focusing on is Truman better, is Kennedy better, we're both better. So instead of let's focus on uniting, improving our programs, and let's start focusing on being better than I think we are better already, but than the districts around us, and put all of our time and energy in that, rather than worrying about, oh, you're taking my student, you know, and we're battling within the district for students, which is kind of silly. So.
Well said. That summarizes that point perfectly. Thank you. The combined will allow the expansion of course offerings. That was the third thing we talked about. Kind of a piggyback on that is teachers will then be able to really focus and become more specialized in their specific fields of study. Oftentimes now we have teachers who might be dual or even treble certificated and might teach 2 classes of English 9, a section of English 10, and maybe AP Lit. And so you have 3 preps, you have 3 different grade levels, and you're spread across the day. When the staffs are together, it really allows opportunity, which we may not have realized in many years, to drill down and really hone in on a specific area of expertise. And I think that has some real hidden benefits, you know, to ultimately to staff. And that's part of the transition to really figure out where those areas are. Did I capture that one okay? Anything else there? Again, classes that would otherwise historically be canceled due to low numbers, we believe will remain open. The combined will allow the growth of additional, not just making sure we have current AP courses run, but add and expand AP courses and actually enhance and build dual enrollment. You know, we know we have some students who have some dual enrollment opportunities, but if we're looking to leverage the power of a larger group, you know, we have the benefit of WCCC right up the road, and the 2 student bodies together and staffs together will really be powerful. And then we really thought about, with a single group collectively, the power of the athletics, the music, the band, the ROTC, clubs. Think about DECA. Think about the DECA club, right? Carly? Double the number of kids, right? But the power of those groups to really build synergy with their friends from, you know, from the other high school will just leverage even more greatness that we try to showcase here at the board meetings every month. So what can you guys add to that?
Well, I think that speaks volumes, because students don't often come to a district because we have Algebra 1, because everybody has Algebra, or English, or chemistry. Often students come to a district based on the electives, other offerings besides the core that everybody has. And if we're able to enhance those electives, enhance those other offerings, that's how you bring people in, the students in. And it also helps leverage the entire community working together. As Melissa said, over at Kennedy, we get tired of beating Truman and everything.
Except for DECA.
And I believe Mr. Rager had to wear a Truman shirt at Kennedy. Was there?
Except for once in a while.
Is that the friendly rage we heard about earlier? Okay, I got you.
No, but we, I mean, instead of competing against each other, we want to have the opportunity to unite together and compete against all the other communities in the area. And I think that makes us stronger all the way around when we come together and compete against all the other communities. I think we have the talent, I think we have the drive, and I think together, when those electives and those other courses come together, make us stronger overall.
Thank you, thank you. The next thing on our list, as we looked at the two buildings, if we're talking combined for all the reasons that we've just heard, we're really talking curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular, and the power and the synergy of students and staff. This next one really hits on the physical plan itself, and that is simply that, and it's no knock against Kennedy at all, it's just Truman's physical plant is simply superior. If you think about things, and we were trying to think of things that, if you're just costing out dollars to repair Kennedy's heating system or upgrade windows or do those things, Truman has tripled the number of security cameras and security technology in place at the moment. A complete and working PA system, air conditioning, because it's a little bit newer, so it was built with air. The pool is functioning, redesigned and significantly larger weight room, large gym. And a benefit, I know Ruth was here earlier, the Beaumont Taylor Teen Health Center right there in the building. The POHI program in the building, a one-level building. So if you're looking just at the physical plant, how would you, if you were to envision going the other direction and bringing Truman to Kennedy, not only would you run into a space issue because the functional capacity would fall short of the combined student body number, but you'd have to do some significant investment in heating, repairs to the tune of about $1.5 million. You'd need an elevator. You need to repair the pool. You need to tackle a lot of other ADA issues that just in an older building would become a real challenge. So, we just tried to figure out which right now is the better of the two. As far as the physical plant, it would take the least amount of money up front and moving forward. And then finally, we identified that the combined does allow, again, looking at the number of students, for the potential of the establishment of a career pathways magnet program or an expanded early college program. And then once you have, Tommy hit it earlier, once you have those niche programs in place that your peers do not, now you're talking a viable draw, a magnet, so to speak, for students via school of choice. And that, I think, is the ultimate vision. We know we've had a steady decline over the last 10 to 15 years. 200 to 300 students a year is significant. And so if we could erase that decline and really build this program, I think that's a fantastic foundation moving forward. Kind of piggybacking on that, looking ahead, Tommy, Melissa, and the cabinet and I discussed the need, as we look over the next weeks and in the next month, the need to conduct a couple more community forums. I know in the past, the communities come together to talk about this issue when the task force first revealed the report, and we felt it would be important to convene the next two at each of the middle schools. So we have parents of rising ninth graders have an opportunity to hear about things we're excited about, hear about some of the course enhancements and program enhancements we're thinking about, and ask any questions and share any feedback. So those things are on the horizon. Of course, high schoolers, community members from just City of Taylor as well will be able to attend those. As we move further down this kind of messaging piece, I'm also working on setting up a time to sit down with Paul Reeves, who I met with to do some podcasting work, just to talk about all the reasons why this is good. I did a podcast on the school bond back right before the election, and the outreach and the feedback we received from that was pretty powerful. So, we at the district level, kind of more behind the scenes, certainly will be working with the cabinet and with Tommy and Melissa on all these things. We'll be gathering information for the board to help with any pieces of this. It's a challenging decision, but any pieces of this that still are yet to be defined, because we want to make sure we have all the information before we make a very important decision. Moving on, last week Marianne and I had the privilege of attending the Drug Free Begins With Me Student Art Project Award Ceremony. students in our elementary and middle schools were charged to produce pieces of visual art, and they really absolutely blew us away. There were poems, there were essays, pictures, posters, multimedia videos. I think Hoover did the Mannequin Challenge, and many, many more. Journeys of Hope Church hosted the event on Part E there, and together with Judge Salamone, Marianne and I were able to present student award winners from each category and school with their certificates. Last week I was working with Thor and Leanne, and we're in the process of creating a kind of a facilities top to bottom list of school facility repair needs in priority order. And we're really looking at 4 categories as we rank schools in area of need. One being roofs. Roofs always are a big expense item. We know there's some leaks in some of the roofs in some of our buildings. We want to make sure we kind of prioritize the roofs that need to be tackled first with that bond money. And then we looked at heating and cooling needs. We're looking at ranking the buildings by window and door needs, so efficiency needs there, as well as safety needs. And then exterior grounds needs, and that would be parking lots, that would be sidewalks, that would be curbs, those sorts of things that deal really with safety and egress in and out of the building. In addition to the above needs, earlier at the Finance Committee, we looked at a plan or proposal from Steve Woodworth, and we'll be refining our bus purchasing plan. That's the other piece of that 3-legged bond initiative to really update our motor pool. And we'll be having a proposal before the board here shortly. For those who who are wondering, the bond monies become available in February, and so we're kind of in the final stages of putting together plans for new buses, new instructional technology, and the new enhancements and improvements to our physical plan. That's all of our school buildings in the district.